families, it's Deligracy here and welcome to another speed build video. Today we're going to be building a Spanish fancy home. I don't really know what to call this, but I guess it was very ever so slightly inspired by Kim Kardashian's first Beverly Hills home when she first became famous. She lived in this gorgeous Spanish home, and I don't know, I saw pictures of it or I saw filming in it on one of the earlier seasons, I guess. I was like, oh, that's so pretty. So it was slightly inspired by that, but the front of it, the actual house doesn't look anything like it. It was just what spurred the idea to make this home. So yeah, basically this is going to have a bit of a Spanish vibe. I felt like working with some diagonal rooms just for a little bit of a challenge. So that's why we've made a bit of a interesting shape. I mean, it's definitely a unique shape. It's certainly not a shape I've done before, so that was kind of fun. And I don't know, I thought it kind of suited this street of... It kind of looks like a gated community, these houses here. At least that's what I imagine it to be in my head. So you'd have a lot of wealthy people there who potentially, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Australia, if there's a gated community or a gated street, usually it is perceived as a more snobby thing to do. I would say that's probably what most Australians would think. It's just not very common, or at least it's definitely not very common in Melbourne. And yeah, most of the homes in a gated community are very large and very affluent, and they pay to have their streets and everything super duper perfect, away from the rest of the public. So it's quite in a way, a bit of an isolated way to live in Australia, because it's just not very common. And I don't know if it's really necessary, because I think often people like gated communities, I believe, for security, which I think is quite different perhaps in the US. But in Australia, I think it's really just a thing to show off to others about. That's at least how I view it. So in this street, I kind of imagine this is a bit of a snobby gated community where there are 3 very lovely Spanish-inspired homes, perhaps developed by the same company, and the people who live here feel very good living in them. Also, by the way, I could have got the whole gated community thing wrong, because I think that's an Australian thing. I don't think that's a global standard. So if you live in a gated community, in Australia and you're like, oh my God, Deli thinks I'm a snob and my family is snobs. I don't know, but that's just the people that I know and have met. So it's just my personal experience. Please don't hate me. I don't hate you. Anyway, let's end this very potentially awkward conversation. The problem is when you're a YouTuber and you say stuff, it's you feel you're speaking, I know I'm speaking to you guys, but I have to remember that those of you listening represent a lot of different personalities, and there's a pretty good chance that something I might say is a negative will offend someone. So it's kind of you're talking about someone you don't think's in the room and then they're in the room, or not even that. It's you're saying to someone, oh, remember how everyone bought clear umbrellas? Oh my God, I hate clear umbrellas. And then the person's like, I have a clear umbrella. And you're just like, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. That's exactly what it's like. I'm rambling, aren't I? I get nervous and I ramble. So I need to stop. I need to stop right now. Anyway, so we basically have pretty much the final shape of the house here. Now we've just got to put in all the windows. I had a lot of fun mixing up a few of the windows I don't usually use. I really wanted to go with some dark colors. The furnishing of this home is going to be very different to what I usually do. I know that I often post a lot of builds that suit my taste on the channel, and I kind of get in the rhythm of that because I love building homes that I would personally live in. But at the same time, every now and then I do love to create homes for different characters that I imagine in my mind. And do I like Spanish homes, or this Spanish kind of architecture? Yeah, I do. I think A lot of these homes are absolutely stunning. I could see myself living in a Spanish-inspired home for sure. Yeah, but generally speaking, I'm really into more like minimal and modern contemporary kind of homes. But yeah, I do find these quite beautiful to look at. So yeah. And then we've just got like a little bit of roofing here that also kind of works as a balustrade as well. Like it kind of blocks off anyone from falling down into the pool below. But we added a little bit of extra half wall as well, just to make sure that no Sims go flying off the balcony. Although, if you use the move objects on sheet and placed a slide there, you could get your Sims to fly off the balcony if you really wanted to. But that's kind of evil. I don't recommend doing that. I don't. So yeah, and then here I was like picking what kind of colors. I obviously knew that the outside should probably be a nice earthy brown color or sandy color. And yeah, I just love the mix of windows on here. I think they're really nice. And I also love fencing that's mixed with a bit of hedging as well. Quite like that. Increments of hedging. And oh, there was a letterbox on the side of the house. I couldn't find that letterbox. I was like, where did the letterbox go? So I ended up buying another letterbox, I think. Oopsie daisies. Oh no. And I also did another build. I've got a few builds that I've recorded, but I haven't edited them and done the voiceovers yet. And the other build I've done was, because you guys requested it, was you guys have been asking for more base game only builds or base game and only like one pack or a couple of packs to make it easier to download for a few of you guys. So I fulfilled like 3 requests in one build. I did a base game and Parenthood pack only build that is for 8 Sims, like it sleeps 8 Sims on the most budget that I could. So I think I finished it for 30,000 simoleons, which, you know, for 8 Sims, that's not too bad, a $30,000 home. Like, I was pretty happy with that. It's got 2 bathrooms and it doesn't look that bad. Like, it came out decent. So I was really proud of that. So I'm excited to post that as well. But I will be doing a little bit of travel soon, and I will be going on a holiday, my first holiday for a while, actually, for a couple of years, I think, that hasn't involved anything to do with YouTube. So I'm going on a beach holiday, so very soon there's going to be quite a few videos that are pre-recorded because I'm trying really hard for you guys not to miss out on too many days of content whilst I'm gone. So just be aware that if some of the videos, if there's something I say in them that doesn't make sense, that you're like, wait, didn't she do that like 3 weeks ago? That would be why. So yeah, but at the moment, it's pretty much constant with where I am at the moment, so that's cool. Also, I wanted there to be like that black wrought iron staircase in the entrance. Ideally, I would have liked that staircase to be curved, but that's okay. So I used some of the wrought iron fencing from the Vampire game pack. There was a lot of beautiful Victorian kind of items in there, and I thought that worked really well in this Spanish build. Like, obviously, it's not meant to be Victorian, old Victorian style, but it kind of suits the Spanish feel. I also had to get rid of that door up there because it was like a door to nothing. So no one could actually get to the door, so we needed to remove that. And now we are up to the finishing, the fun part. So I will just make it clear that this isn't actually my personal style of finishing at all, but I still think it looks nice. Like, it turns out to be aesthetically pleasing, I do hope. So I hope you guys can let me know in the comments down below if this is the kind of house you would live in, or if it's not, what kind of house you would live in, what would you prefer? But I hope it suits some of your tastes. For anyone who likes the aesthetic of this home, it is dedicated to you. How's that? How's that? And yeah, we needed to change the curtains up because the other ones kind of worked, but I wanted it to have a less casual feel. I wanted it to feel a little bit more fancy, you know what I'm saying? So we've got a nice horsey statue right here. We've got the candelabra chandeliers hanging down. This is a flaming coffee table, so you can feel like there's a fireplace on your coffee table, which would be quite nice. You can toast your marshmallows from sitting on the couch. Oh man, I love a sneaky toasted marshmallow. It's so good. And you know what? I love it when they're burnt because the inside is like liquid. Now I just want to go camping. Yummy. I need some marshmallows in here right now. That's what I need. It's like 8 p.m. at night when I'm recording this and I just had dinner, so I'm really keen for sweets. And I'm sorry because from saying that, I know it'll make some of you guys hungry. Oh, noes. Also, I like putting a console table behind the couch and lamps on either side is very... it's like a repeated interior design style that I see all the time, and it's always in like interior design magazines, and I always wonder, how are there not leads going everywhere throughout the room? Like, did they drill a hole in the floor so those lamps don't have leads going to a PowerPoint? I don't understand how people do it, but they do it somehow. We also had to make a few changes here to the size of this area. It was just a little bit squishy, a little bit small, and I wasn't happy with how the floor plan was working, so we just rearranged it a little bit, putting in mirrored tables and hedges and everything that looks fancy schmancy. I love that rug, by the way. I think that rug, that sandy color, goes so well with the wallpaper here. So that is nice. I was like, we could have a fireplace in the entrance room. But then I thought, will that fireplace ever be used? Probably not. So there's no point putting it there. Yeah. And just to be clear, this build does have no restriction. This build doesn't have any restrictions on packs that are used. So the restrictions I was talking about just before, that's for a different build that's upcoming, just so you guys can look forward to a more basic build. So that should be good. And I was wondering what to put above the door. And I was like, maybe we can have like a beautiful royal tapestry. Something that screams, I am wealthy and classy. And I want to have a very impressive entrance. So I thought that was kind of cool. I liked that. And I love these archways as well. They're so pretty. And just over here, we're actually starting with a home office. I thought, oh, let's just go the classic, like beautiful wooden walls, and we end up making those curtains blue just to add a little bit of color in there. So it's going to be very, is regal the word? What does regal even mean? I'm just going to Google that word right now because I hear it all the time and I've never known. Let's learn together. Okay. What? To form or become a gel. I put in regal and it's come up with gel. Like, what is this dictionary.com? I didn't type that in. Oh, of relating to a king or a royal. Stately and splendid. Okay, that's pretty much what I thought it meant, but I just wanted to make sure, because we all know Derpy Deli can strike in these builds, in these videos, and yeah, sometimes you gotta keep an eye on Derpy Dels. Also, this is something I used to always do in like The Sims 2 and 3 when I was growing up, way before I started doing YouTube. I used to always put a coffee machine in the office because this is like super sexist, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, this is the dad's office, so it's going to be lots of dark masculine colors, and he has a coffee machine here so he can come home from work and work more and have a coffee. And it was, sometimes, I know not everyone, but a lot of kids, well, especially when I was younger, I just learned like really traditional stuff, like the mum stays at home and looks after the baby and the dad goes to work. So that's how I kind of played with my toys and things. Of course, now it's very different. And it would be awesome to have a stay-at-home dad, actually. Like, hopefully when I have a baby one day, I can have a stay-at-home dad and then I can just go to an office and make YouTube videos all day and then go home for lunch and see the Bambinos. You know, I reckon that would actually be pretty cool. I know a lot of girls wouldn't like doing that, but I could see myself doing that. But then maybe when you actually pop out a baby, you'll probably be like, oh my God, I never want to leave its side. I don't know. You guys who have kids watching would know the feeling. All right, so this kitchen is different. I know the layout's kind of weird. I just skipped ahead then because it took me so long to figure out what wallpaper I wanted. But yeah, this kitchen's like really weird, but I like it because it's weird. Like, it's just different. And I don't know, the diagonal bench is just kind of cool. So I just left it like that. And I know it's quite unique though, not everyone's cup of tea. But I mean, if you don't like it, you can remove the diagonal bench and just make it straight. That's absolutely fine. And then over here is going to be the dining area. You know, in this kind of house, I think it would have suited better to have a separate dining room. Maybe it would have been a little bit more formal, but it's okay. I think there just wasn't enough room to be able to close off this room entirely. It would have become really, really squishy, and the amount of wall angles would have just been strange. So we leave it nice and open, and I think in the end it works quite well. We also needed some fancy curtains up in here. So we're just popping those in, and I loved this peachy color, and I thought, if we just get a rug with a little bit of a hint of peach, or a color that the peach can kind of bring out, and then 2 matching chairs on either end. I just liked the matchiness of it. And yeah, I was trying to find curtains that could go over that window, but it ends up being that do we put a big painting there? Yeah, because that painting had peachy colors in it. And I was like, we can use that, and then we can have peach walls. And I was going crazy with peach. And in the end, I just try out all these wallpapers. I'm pretty sure we end up with the exact same wallpaper we had. Yeah. You gotta try some things. You gotta live a little. Oh, the dark one looked good. Why didn't I keep the dark one? Oh, this is how, you guys must be like this with some of my builds. Be like, why did she do that? I feel the frustration that you guys have right now. Oh, Deli. She've gone dark. Anyway. There's also a little outdoor patio area I did off camera as well, which is actually one of my favorite parts of the build. So I'm really sad I wasn't recording at that stage, but don't worry, I'll show you in the screenshots. It's just a nice little sitting area outside with it's not a canopy, but a lot of greenery on the walls. This bedroom I thought was going to be the master bedroom, and then I was like, no, the other bedroom can be the master bedroom. So we start off with, in a moment, a 4-poster bed, which we're actually going to end up moving to the other room. And then this room, I believe we're going to add more colors to later on. So it can kind of become maybe a teen room or a young adults room. The grandparents' room, perhaps. And yeah, because I think the other room's just bigger. The other room ends up having a bigger bathroom ensuite connected to it. So it just made sense to be the master bedroom instead of this one. And I'll also add that I didn't include finishing the bathrooms in these builds. I don't favor bathrooms in builds at all. I just feel like most of them are quite similar. I don't really personally enjoy watching furnishing bathrooms. I find them a bit boring, so I just take them out of my builds. Occasionally I'll leave like one in, but you guys may have noticed that I don't show them all that often, or even in the screenshots. Partly why I don't show them in the screenshots is it's really hard to take a picture of such a small room without zooming out heaps, and then the room looks all distorted. So that's why I don't include them. But I think there is 4 bathrooms in this build. There's an ensuite per bedroom, and then a main bathroom downstairs. So that's cool. And yeah, this is like coming along nicely. It's so weird having dark doors and dark floorboards. I just don't do that very often. I wonder why. I just like everything light. But how many of you guys actually just, if you guys could build any home you wanted, how many of you guys would build a mansion if money wasn't an issue? Because for me, I wouldn't build a mansion. I would never want to live in a mansion no matter how rich I was or how much money I had. I would always want like a beautiful home and definitely a spacious home, but never like something crazy big. Like I wouldn't have 6 bedrooms if it was just me. I would get scared. Although I could like make every bedroom a fun room. I could have like a jelly bathroom. I could have, oh, you know what I would have? I would have, you know in Harry Potter, how they have the prefect's bathroom and the bath or the prefect's bathroom, and Moaning Myrtle's in there, and Harry goes in one night to have a bath, and the bath is just enormous. It's like a pool. It's that big. That's what I would have if I had a mansion. That would be in one of the rooms. Oh, it'd be so cool. So cool. There was a movie that I watched when I was a lot younger called, it's like a super old film, Richie Rich. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Richie Rich was such a good movie from what I remember. I mean, I haven't seen it since I was about 5 years old, but it was so good. It was about this kid who was really, really rich, and his name was Richie Rich, and he had a McDonald's in his house. It was so amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I was Richie Rich. Back then, I wished that I lived in a mansion. Oh, and his family kept their safe in like Mount Rushmore or something, and there were all these passageways and stuff to get to their family's fortune and all of their most prized possessions. Oh, what a classic that movie was. This is the pink bedroom. This room is very pink and very girly, and it's going to have some lovely big pink curtains, which I would so never have, but they were a bit of fun. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy finishing this room. And you know what? I haven't built in Oasis Springs for a long time. It's been a while, Crocodile. So it's nice to be in a different environment. Oh, I'm so dying for a new world, though. I'm so excited to get a new world to play with The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, which has been announced. For those of you guys who don't get all the news updates from the Sims community, there is The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs coming out in November, and cats and dogs is pretty much like pets, except they're focusing mostly on kittens, cats, dogs and puppies. And there will be raccoons and foxes. That's all we know thus far. I'm so excited. Like I cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. I think when I do my reaction to the first time I play it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die on camera from cuteness overload. Like I won't be able to take it. Obviously I'll be fine, but it's going to be like so adorable. I can't wait. All right. Actually, we didn't change the other room much, did we? I thought we changed it a lot more. Maybe it could be the grandparents' room, and then they have one spoilt child in their big house. Yes, I like that storyline. And for this room, this is just kind of the random corridor room. There's not really a whole heap of stuff going on right now. So it's just like an area where you can access the balcony and the two different ends of the house. So we've just got a classic round table in the middle of the room. And I tried to introduce a little bit of color by having the daisies there and the orange, hints of orange on the chairs, and some darker blinds just for a bit of a change. And I was like, can we fit a couch in here? And I think I leave it there. Yeah, there was enough room. The two plants on either side, the classic symmetrical plants, and yeah, just a few chairs here and there. Anyway, here are the screenshots. So this is our completed build. Let me know what you think in the comments down below as always. And yeah, let me know if you like it. I also put like a canopy over the hot tub as well. I thought that was pretty cute. So there's some nice shady area underneath it. This is the very unique kitchen. a different shape. And yeah, I know, it's very traditional, but I think it's kind of nice. The dining area, which I regret not making those walls darker. Oh well. This is the cute little sitting area, which I was telling you guys about. This is like my favorite part of the house. I would love to sit there. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. And the office with the coffee machine. This is the upstairs stair landing, just as you go up the stairs. The master bedroom, looking fancy. And then when you go down the other side, we have the next bedroom. Oh yeah, we made it blue. So that's a pretty bedroom. I like the colors in that. That could almost be a master bedroom too. They both look decent, just the other one has a bigger bathroom. Oh, there you go. You get an image of one bathroom. And then this is, I would say, the kids' room. Lots of pink everywhere, pink overload. Bit of fun there. And oh, there you go. You get another toilet picture. Exciting times. I love that toilet, by the way. Sitting on a wooden toilet must feel so nice. I don't remember what it feels like to sit on a wooden toilet, but I feel like it would feel very nice on the bottom. Wouldn't feel too bad at all. And yeah, this is the pool area. And here's the floor plan for those of you guys who asked to see the floor plan just to understand how it works. And this is available for download on the gallery right now as well. So check out the user Deligracy if you want to download it. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. I'll speak to you soon.